And we've got some breaking news. The July jobs report was released just moments ago, and it shows that the United States added 73,000 jobs last month. That is less than the 100,000 that economists had expected. The unemployment rate saw a slight increase to 4.2%. The report also revealed job totals for June and May were revised much lower, down a combined 258,000 from the previous announced levels. That's significant. Joining us now, NBC News senior business analyst and host of the 11th Hour, our friend Stephanie Ruhle. Steph, seems like a pretty bad news report. Outside of healthcare and a couple other sectors, job market actually shrinking, and certainly this didn't meet expectations.
Absolutely not. Healthcare and service jobs. That's where we actually saw hiring. And where didn't we? Manufacturing. So that's what I really want to focus on, because there's been all this talk that, look, the president made these tariff announcements a few months ago and the economy still held. Well, what the economy has done is braced itself, like waiting for tariffs to hit, which, as you know, is going to happen now. And this idea that we're going to bring back these manufacturing jobs, they're not happening. So the interesting thing is, OK, well, if the jobs picture is worsening, are we potentially going to get a rate cut, right? Could that be back on the table in September? Well, maybe if you look at the jobs picture. But the thing is, Jonathan, the main reason why we haven't and might not get that rate cut is because of these tariffs and all of the uncertainty and problems it's causing, not just for countries and economies around the world, but what the tariffs are doing is hurting the U.S. economy, U.S. companies, and eventually the U.S. consumer. And if we're looking at the jobs picture as bad as it is, and now the U.S. consumer is bracing itself for higher prices, that's not a good picture.
Yeah, and on tariffs, the president announced a sweeping new set of them that will take effect next Thursday after several countries failed to strike a deal. NBC News senior White House correspondent Garrett Haake has more.
President Trump making good on his threat to impose what he's called reciprocal tariffs on nearly every nation, with the White House announcing sweeping import tax rates ranging from 10 to 50%, set to take effect in 7 days. In a phone interview overnight, the president noting the more than $26 billion in tariff revenue the Treasury Department reported last month, and predicting, quote, "We will be taking in hundreds of billions of dollars, and very quickly." That revenue, though, is paid by U.S. importers and often passed on to consumers, potentially leading to higher prices on everything from orange juice and coffee from Brazil to iPhones made in India. I asked the president if he's concerned about potential price spikes. The only price that's spiked is the hundreds of billions of dollars coming in, he told me. Democrats blasting the tariffs, which are currently being challenged in federal court.
What the Trump administration is trying to pull off is the unconstitutional power grab of Congress's revenue-raising authority.
Thursday's executive order formalized trade agreements with some major trading partners, including Japan, South Korea, and the European Union.
This is probably the biggest deal ever reached in any capacity, trade or beyond trade.
But the White House has yet to strike final deals with 3 of the U.S.'s largest trading partners, Canada, Mexico, and China. Mr. Trump asked Thursday how Canada can lower its 35% tariff rate.
They have to pay a fair rate. It's all. It's very simple. And all we want is fairness for our country.
The president offering Mexico a 90-day extension of its 25% tariff rate to continue negotiations after a Thursday call with Mexico's president. And after talks with Chinese negotiators Monday, the Treasury Secretary says only, quote, technical details remain to be worked out.
I'm confident that it will be done, but it's not 100% done.
We saw Senator Cantwell in Garrett's report. She'll be our guest on Morning Joe a little later this hour. So, Steph, give us your sense of the lay of the land here with these trade deals, with these tariffs on the horizon.
I think the most important level to set here is even if we ink a deal, right, even if we show the image of the president signing his name in a Sharpie, a deal doesn't mean it's a good deal. Right? Think about what we're seeing. Garrett just said it. It's not foreign countries. The president says, well, look at the billions we're bringing in. We're not bringing them in from foreign adversaries. It's U.S. importers. And now we're seeing it from companies, right? We're hearing from Adidas, Walmart, Procter & Gamble, Nike, Ralph Lauren, Mattel saying, get ready. We're going to raise prices. In the last segment, right, you talked about the president bringing back, presidential physical fitness testing in schools. Great. Well, moms like me are saying, great, I got to do my back to school shopping and hurry up because these retailers just told me prices are going to go up. So what we're seeing right now in the fact that we've spent decades pushing towards free markets and global trade, which is what Republicans pose, we're not seeing now we're going to have choosing tariffs here or there where they're strategic. We're now tariffing products that we don't even make in the United States. You just mentioned it with coffee. Talk about apparel. This is going to be a huge tax on U.S. businesses that are going to end up shrinking and U.S. consumers that are going to end up paying more. This is not a positive for America.
And Rev, to Steph's point of a moment ago, the economy to this in the markets have been pretty resilient to this point in the Trump administration, but there have been a growing number of warning signs that could change. And this jobs report might be the biggest one yet.
I think the jobs report is the biggest one yet, and I think it gives us a reason, if not to panic, but at least pause for the cause to see where we're going. But Stephanie, I wanted to ask you, there was during the whole campaign, President Trump had said, particularly to the black and brown communities, that I'm going to deport people, they're taking your black jobs. And when I look at his jobs reports, we are still disproportionately unemployed to others in this country. The job numbers among blacks and browns has remained almost double that of whites. What happened to my black jobs with all of the deportation that Donald Trump has been doing?
Rev, the president said he was going to bring back jobs and lower prices. That's what he was going to do day one. And those are two things we're not getting at all. We're seeing the reverse of. And as you look at mass deportations, where are they going to job sites to pull people from jobs? They're going to construction sites. They're going to the service industry. You are not seeing Americans lining up to fill jobs from people that have now been deported. This is a bad picture all around. And we have a strong, resilient economy, Rev. And people keep saying, well, you know, the market is doing really well. The reason it looks like the market is doing well, because you've got some of the biggest companies in the world. We now have trillion-dollar companies, the Metas of the world, the IBMs, that are making extraordinary amounts of money. But look under that hood at all sorts of great American companies, and they are struggling. And they're going to struggle more as the job picture gets difficult, and the tariff situation is only worsening for them.
And to no one's surprise, President Trump posting on Truth Social this morning continued attacks on Jerome Powell, looking for that rate to be cut. Stephanie Ruhle, thank you so much for joining us this morning. We, of course, will be watching the 11th hour right here on MSNBC, 11 p.m. weeknights.